Hi, so let's quickly review RNIP program today. So RNIP program stands for Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program. A program the under 11 communities participate कर दिया. So there are 11 designated communities and it is a 4-step permanent residency pathway program. So under first step ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ eligibility requirement check कर ਦਿਓ to make sure that you meet all the IRCC eligibility requirement criteria and also designated community eligibility requirements as well. Yes, it is very important because these communities, they have their own eligibility requirements as well, which are on top of the IRCC eligibility requirements. Let's take an example of Brandon, Manitoba. So under their RNIP program, Brandon, Manitoba has their own community recommendation evaluation criteria. On top of that, effective February 16th, 2023, Brandon would not be accepting any food service sector or tier 4 or 5 applications to be processed under their RNIP program. All the applications which were approved before February 16th, 2023 would still be processed, but not any more applications would be processed under tier 4, tier 5 or food service sector. So pay attention to the community requirements as well. So once you confirm that you meet the eligibility requirements of IRCC and the designated community, the second step is to find an employment from an eligible employer from these designated communities. The third step is once you get that job offer from one of the eligible employers from these designated communities, you would be submitting an application for community recommendation letter. And in fourth step, once your community recommendation letter is approved, you would be able to submit your application for Canadian permanent residence. So what are the major requirements in order to qualify to apply under this program? The first one is that you need to have qualifying work experience, which is 1 year of work experience, minimum of 1,560 hours gained within past 3 years. Now, this work experience could be in more than one occupation and with more than one employer. You can also meet the work experience requirement, or you can also be exempted from the 1 year of work experience requirement if you have completed your education from one of the post-secondary institutions which are publicly funded from that particular community or designated community. Again, there is additional requirements that your program has to be minimum of 2 years length, so pay attention when you are checking your eligibility. Minimum language score required to apply under this program is that for tier 0 and 1 jobs, your CLB score should be a minimum of 6. For tier 2 and 3 jobs, your CLB score has to be minimum of 5. And then for tier 4 and 5 jobs, it could be at least a minimum of CLB 4. Talking about the education requirement, you need to have a minimum of high school diploma equivalent to Canadian education or a Canadian equivalent post-secondary diploma, degree, or a certificate. If your education was completed outside Canada, make sure that you get your ECA done to show the equivalency to Canadian education. Settlement funds. So if you are not already legally working inside Canada, you would have to prove that you have enough funds to support yourself and your family when you are inside Canada after your permanent residence. Also, you need to make sure that you are genuinely intending to live in the community, and also you need to make sure that you meet all the community specific requirements. Once you meet all these requirements and you do have a genuine job offer from one of the eligible employers along with the community recommendation letter, you would be on your pathway to apply for Canadian permanent residence. Good luck.